kudos for the cover as well, because they arranged the photographer and the session.
Oh, you haven't seen the August? You got a copy?
I've been gone, you know, for a while.
I got it in my room.
I'll hold up a copy of the cover.
It's a lot sexier than this cover the month before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We took a break from open session, so we're still waiting for a couple of people to come back from that break, and then we'll start.
Wait a minute, we got one right here. That comes with music too, yeah. You ought to see the budget line. Oh my God. Yes.
You need to say me interrupting the delegate when he needs to go around the flag.
Yeah.
But you'll need to do that anyway, because all the delegates aren't here.
I see some people I follow.
Harold, you know the one stop people interrupting each other.
Maybe. Yeah, but it's awkward if I have to be outside the bylaws.
Well, you have to choose what's important. That's okay. I like my friends.
And it just became clear that you weren't one of them, was it?
Yeah, here. I've got a couple of things I can say, and I've also got a request from the meeting from the chair for bonus factor thing that I want to bring up.
Okay, I just wanted to warn you. This was on there.
Yeah, I saw the agenda.
Okay.
I will take advantage of the break, the moment of time break, to note that neither in the packets that we were mailed nor in the delegates' packets that we received here are there minutes from the May meeting. Now, one of the motions that we're going to be asked to approve is to ratify all the actions of the board for the past year. And I'm sure that we'll dutifully stick our credentials up in the air and wave them to approve the motion like we do every year. But I will note that we are being asked to ratify something that we have no record of and do not know what was done.
That's a good point. They're online, but we do need to print them out.
I point out in the delegates call on page 14, says board met on May 19th, 20th. Following motions were made on Saturday, May 19th, followed by the following motions were made on Sunday, May 20th. So I think they're here.
We had the motions.
The motions are there.
The minutes they're online, but they're not printed out. And the final minutes weren't approved until.
They were
Last
approved,
week, I think.
they were
Yeah.
approved by email.
We'll mention that.
We'll try to.
That's the first item on our list.
I'd also like to mention that my ratification motion says we ratify all actions made available to the delegates present in Vancouver. If it's not available to us, we're not going to ratify it.
But no, we can print out the minutes, but the motions are in the delegates. Right. We determined.
Will we get them in time for the delegates meeting then?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you don't have to approve the minutes. It's just
Action. It's the action.
Yes.
I'm gonna make a quick note here. August 9th, 2012. Madam President.
This meeting is now in order. We note that the entire board is here, and we will proceed to the first order of business, which is the officer report. First on the list is the president's report. So I'd like to welcome everyone to the meeting, and also I'd like to thank the executive board. We're all volunteers here, and we spend a lot of time, sometimes during the day, on the weekends, at night, on the phone, working through challenges, that are brought to us, and helping to manage through whatever we're asked to help with. So thank you to everyone on the board for your time. So I'm fortunate that this year I'm not going to give you a good news, bad news. This year it's good news, because for the second year, USCF has operated in the black. I really want to call this a trend and be optimistic and say that we're back on track and we're on the right track. So we need to work hard to keep this going. The primary reason we're doing so well is that we're fortunate to have an executive board that's unified and not split up politically. We talk through issues, we have spirited discussions, but at the end of the day, there's a clean slate and we start a new discussion in a civil manner. And I'd like to thank the board for that. We've had some turbulent times and some very difficult decisions to make and discuss. So thank you all for that. One of the keys to our success of our organization and supporting chess is our membership revenue. And we need to stay keenly focused on how to grow our membership and how to look for creative solutions to retain existing members and to stop any drop-off in members. So that should continue to be a focus. And now we have the opportunity to invest our revenues to support the membership and promote chess in a smart and responsible way. This means sponsoring national teams, holding national events, rolling out online play, starting marketing initiatives to garner publicity for the USCF brand, and a brand that we have rehabilitated over recent years so that we can look for sponsorship deals and branding deals. This is not to say that we don't have challenges. The economy is tough, and USCF operating costs are rising. Bill Hall and Alan Priest are going to cover some of those challenges in greater detail. And this is the year in which we can expect substantial expenses to support the 2012 Olympiad. And I will note that it's being held in Istanbul, and the costs are higher than they have been in previous years. Even though the costs are high, we should be very happy that we have such a wonderful team led by Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, who is always reaching out and challenging himself to improve and become an even greater chess player. On our top player list, he leads with a 2871 rating as of when I wrote this. But we have 58 other players rated over 2,500. So that's just phenomenal, and we should all be proud that we're leading an organization that is achieving this kind of success.
Incidentally, I think last week they released his new rating, which has just moved above Anad, the world champion.
Yeah. And we should all be celebrating that, and when we see Hikaru, give him a pat on the back. I know that we all appreciate him, but sometimes he may not hear that from us because, he's the grandmaster, and you may not want to approach him and go up. Go ahead and do it. I think he'll appreciate it. Our scholastic programs and tournaments, coaches and trainers have been hard at work promoting chess, and we can claim a very large players over 2,500. This is only going to get better. This story is fantastic, and the young people that we have coming up through the scholastic programs are really, really talented individuals. As our players develop their game and reach for personal excellence, we can expect to see fantastic results, and that will be coupled with publicity and public interest. With a little bit of luck and a lot of hard work from those of you in the room volunteering your time, we may see another membership movement, and I think we can expect that. I'm also very pleased and want to give a word to Steve Emmett, who's not here. He recently reported success with a mixed double prize in an email, and you know, I put out a call to action in some of my reports asking people for ways to increase female participation in tournaments, because I believe that if we can get more women playing, that will increase our membership. And he really thought out of the box and tried something, and that's important. So, you know, I'd like to repeat that call to action and just remind everyone, if we'll be so lucky as to get even a small percentage more females playing, that will increase our memberships. And it will bring more of the general population into chess. So, moving on to the subject of FIDE, which I touched on before when I talked about the Olympiad. We still have some politics from the past election that are sort of lingering, and that's unfortunate. This is an Olympiad year, but it's also a year in which there will be a FIDE General Assembly. They'll be holding commission meetings, not unlike our workshops, and we participate in all of those meetings. We're taking a delegation, and we try to cover every meeting and report on that and express what our policy is here and share that with people from other lands. So we continue in that effort. I will be going and leading the delegation, and our zonal president, Frank Guadalupe, and Delegate Michael Kartakovsky will be there. Tony Rich, who's in the audience, will also be there, and I believe Bill Hall. And we have a good team representing us. And Walter Brown, who's here also for some meetings, will be attending commission meetings for us.
Who's the captain of the Olympics? Is it Dawson again?
Yes, it's John Donaldson. There are important changes on the agenda in the FIDE meetings, and later today in the international workshop, we'll be discussing some of them. You should look for the zonal president's report at the delegates meeting, and Michael Kartakovsky also has Frank has a zonal president, Michael has a delegates report, and also Michael has an international report. So after the international meeting, we'll have more to say about some of the FIDE proposals and some of the feedback we get on that. So just to summarize here, we have many key initiatives coming. Online chess will be rolled out more completely. We've been doing some beta testing, and we're ready to, and Bill Hall will cover where we are with that and when it will roll out. We have membership initiatives, and we're focusing on marketing and publicity. So, in the operations area, we need to keep up the financial discipline. We've been doing great. We need to keep it up so that we have money to spend on things important to us. Some of that will include upgrading technology systems in the office. And of course, as always, it's up to the delegates and the executive board to exercise our best judgment and use our varied experiences to benefit the organization and the chess community. Thank you all for coming, and we'll move on now to the executive director.
All right. I don't want to steal my thunder too much from Saturday when I give my report to the full delegates, so I'll give you a few little nuggets, though. Where it's mentioned online play, full online play, real-time online play. Currently out there is more like a correspondence server. It's not really a correspondence server. We call it that because it's just set up to have like move every 3 days or something like that with time control. But that was largely a beta test getting the kinks worked out on the interface. When we will eventually go back and make some improvements to that and have it actually a truly correspondent server, and Alex Dunn's involved in the process as well right now. But and then when we have that interface completed, then we'll actually have a tournament through that in honor of a gentleman that made a bequest to us that part of it he wanted to go towards correspondence chess. So this is kind of finally being able to live up to that commitment. The online play itself, I don't think is necessarily a panacea for the organization, but it's bringing more membership benefits and more value to the USCF membership. And I think what we'll see there is improvements in our retention. A little bit of an outreach effort, but more it's about retention going forward. Where I think we have the best chance of it being a game changer is by the end of the year, we're scheduled to have online leagues, at least be beta testing the online leagues. And the vision there is have USCF online leagues scholastically that lead to championships, having online leagues for adults, amateur leagues. Imagine, being able to get together with 4 of your buddies in your hometown and being able to compete against other people all around the country. And part of my idea there was to try to use this to improve the social aspect of chess and to bring back the local club spirit and get people excited about that. Clubs have really taken it over the chin over the last few years. It's hard to find places to meet. It's hard to deal with the insurance situation. The insurance on that, quick aside, the insurance company that we had been working with that offers event insurance or site liability insurance, they stopped covering New York and Florida. And we're not able to write policies for New York and Florida. We had one person did come up with another company. I think it was John? Yeah, John Haskell came up with another company that does cover Florida and I think New York as well. And so we've had a few people contact us about that, and we've turned them on to this other company, and it turned out to work fairly well. So we'll be getting that information out too. But anyway, clubs have taken it on the chin, and this online league experience, amateur leagues, I think is an excellent way to try to help reinvigorate the whole club concept and the team aspect. If you look at what's the USCF's most successful adult event, hands down, far and away, no questions asked, amateur team east. And if you've ever been to an amateur team east, it's an amazing atmosphere, and you know what the prize fund is? There's $0 handouts. It's all clocks and plaques and stuff like that. But it's 1,100 people or 1,200 people getting together and enjoying chess. And that's a lot of what we're not saying we don't like to get together and compete for some nice class prizes too, but it's very refreshing to see that. That's what we want to instill with the online leagues. And there's some significant interest, especially growing with the block membership program, with the new value of online play and online leagues. As a matter of fact, I can't get into specifics of where or details, but had at least one school system that has agreed in principle to buy a block of 5,000 USCF USCF memberships, largely because of the online leagues that are to come. So that and being able to provide a platform. to
Could you not
states-
tell us what school system that is?
No, we can't get into that until it's the absolute final. I can't get into it. But that's also a duplicatable process that we can take all around the country. And that has major potential for growing the USCF membership. If we can get blocks of 5,000 at a time, that could get pretty exciting.
What does a block of 5,000 cost? What do we sell it at?
Right now it'd be $7 per head,
Per year?
per year. So, that's for a scholastic level block membership. So anyway, that's, pretty substantial. And when we can do chunks like that, we can really start to grow. Currently, our membership is, running, if I remember correctly, about 2,500 members ahead of the same month last year. And we've had that trend going for at least, I think, 8 or 9 months, where we're substantially ahead of the same month previous year. And it's been increasing. Our membership right now, this time of year, drops. So the more honest measure is comparing it to same month last year. So we've got a good, I think you can call it a trend now.
Very
Membership.
quick question.
Yes.
I have a question. What's the difference between the block membership and the regular individual membership? I mean, I guess I'm not understanding.
The premium
No.
versus the regular?
No, well, there's no magazine with it. We print off however many vouchers and give it to whoever's administering. So there's very little staff time involved, and you know, it's
But the people that have a block membership are USCF members, and they can play in any tournaments USCF. And what, if they leave school or something,
Right.
do they lose their membership? Or?
no. You get it for a year. We issue them as vouchers in a PDF, and they can print them out. They can hand them to the kids, and they can go, or the parents, and they can go register online, or they can do it themselves when they enter a tournament. The blocks are good. They're good for 6 months. Obviously, if it's a large block and they need some extension, we can work with them on that. But they're available for they're good for 6 months, and then once they're utilized, it's for a 1-year membership. And we do it. Our minimum block's 100, and the price is higher on 100. If you get 1,000 or more, is when you get into the 7.
So like it's a reason for joining the person who has the block of tickets. Is it always a school, or is it?
It's not all. We mostly deal with schools or school systems, but it's not all.
There are also some clubs in doing it, some chess teaching programs, and I think there's 11 or 12 different organizations purchased vouchers, blocks in the last year.
Right.
That's in the report I sent you the other day.
Right. And the other point Alan pointed out to me I need to make is they're all paid up front. It's money that comes in from the beginning, and then we issue the vouchers, and then they have 6 months to utilize them.
If they don't
It's a
use them,
strong
they
reason
expire.
for belonging to the group that has the block membership, right? I mean, like, if I'm lukewarm, just starting out in chess, I want to get my rating, I go to the club that offers a block membership.
It could be. We don't have a lot of clubs doing it because you have to do 100 to even
But-
do it. It's largely, and we don't have one for adults as of yet. That's something we're considering trying to figure out. It's just for scholastic, so it's largely targeted at scholastic programs or school systems.
And the vouchers are paid for up front, and then if they're not used, they expire. So they've got to be
Yeah, we can't
use
have a,
within a 6-month period and to actually get the membership, and if they're not used, they expire, they don't get a refund, they're just gone.
right, well, and we have to do that because we don't want a lingering liability out there, you know, that we can't ever put an end to measuring. Yes.
If they haven't yet registered online, these people are in the block, what does a tournament director see or know to do with one of these people who has one of these? What happens?
Well, until
What,
they
someone
utilize
walks
it,
up to a tournament,
yeah, until they utilize it, there's not much you can do. Mike?
Virtually all the blocks that we sell, the organization buying the blocks handles the registering the individuals and utilizing the vouchers. And they usually do, we see a lot of them on Thursdays or Fridays, so they're almost always doing it just before the tournament in which the kid is about to play. It would certainly be possible for the player to show up with the voucher in hand. It's got like a 14-digit code, and for the TD to go ahead and activate it. Anybody can do it, the parent, a coach, a TD, or the organization buying the affiliate or buying the block. Most of them are done by the organization buying the block.
I guess the question
is there some kind of information gonna come out to the TDs about this? Email blast to the TDs so they know how to handle it?
We sent one out 3.5 years ago, and we sent the program up.
Yeah, the block, this has been in place now, this is.
Yeah, we're in our 4th or 5th year of this, so.
Yeah, I have heard of this before in other states, but I've never ever seen any information coming to me as an organizer, a delegate, or.
If you go to www.uscf.org/voucher, there's all sorts of information about it out there.
Right. We haven't gone out of our way to promote it because we were still kind of figuring out how it's working, but I'm feeling more and more comfortable about going forward and promoting it somewhat.
It said we haven't tried this for adults yet. Has there been any attempts made to do this for colleges?
No, I don't know. I don't know of a college that would have more than
I don't think so.
5 or 10 players.
Well, for with the smaller number.
Whether we used to have the board membership, remember that?
It was just 4 or 5, yeah.
It's 4 or 5.
Like an affiliate